I went over to Hamburg for a meeting and I stayed on board the old Trinity House vessel number 13. And on board they have working machinery that I used to work on, like the old Gardner engines and the generators. And I was invited to start up the engine and put all the electricity online with the old knife switches, just it was on the needles. And just to hear the engine running again was great. So I think the smell and even the sound of a machine you really like is a very important part of it. I love the sound this makes. When I first joined the Lighthouse service, such a novel experience, I thought I'd keep a scrapbook of all my experiences, and this is a result. It dates from, as we see here, entered the service 1st 1970, so that dates a bit. And then I had a record made up to AK, which is assistant keeper, in August 1971, and then promoted to temporary principal keeper in 1992, and early retirement on redundancy terms September 1998.
This station was automated in May '95. Now, I had a choice then. I could either stay here as the attendant and carry on living in this house, or I could carried on as a principal keeper, but I would have been, as each station was automated, you'd be going from pillar to post. So you'd be going perhaps Alderney, and then as soon as Alderney was automated, you'd go somewhere else.
Everything you see here belongs to the Association of Lighthouse Keepers. Down in this corner are more Trinity House archives. We've got a photographic and book archive over here, and underneath in the corner at the other side of the room. So it represents quite a large part of my world, I'm afraid. As you can see, it's fairly well crowded. At the last count, we had over 9,000 individually registered items. Watch me take one of these down. This one here, for instance, is photos of Trinity House keepers, alphabetically A to I, by station name. And for instance, if we come over here, there's photographs of keepers at work. Many of these photographs go right back to the 1940s. There's some here. This is not a very good copy, but here we go. This is a chap on Beachy Head, for instance. And he's obviously doing the cooking. That's Bob Collis, who I knew at one time. Dead now, poor chap. But it's an interior shot. It shows the stone surround for the fire, which is all since gone. Stone sink. A coal-fired range, which we used to cook on. It's all the incidental things of life, like the sink plunger up at the top there. And there's a brush for the stove at the side. And some of you might find a teapot on the mantle. But unfortunately, with many of these photographs, we don't understand, or we don't know who the keepers are. We haven't got names for them. It's a great shame.
I was 17 years and a half when I started. Come straight from grammar school into this. They stuck me on the Wolf Rock, And I was mad about football, and they thought it would never last. But I did it for and I enjoyed it so much, I stayed. Suppose you know the story about the small lighthouse, Small's Lighthouse. 2 men on the lighthouse, no communications in those days. Gale comes up, 1 man dies. So now the other man cannot get rid of the body because he'd be accused of murder. So he tied the body to the railings and waited for a boat to come closer who could signal for help. And that from that day onwards had to be 3 lighthouse keepers on the lighthouse. That's how it came about.
Although there was a shift pattern, whenever you were sort of walking around the tower or the lighthouse, if you saw something that needed doing, you'd do it. You wouldn't go back into the kitchen and say to mate who's on watch, hey, so-and-so needs doing. You'd do it yourself, you know, I mean, you just for something to do.
Fog signal sounds pretty loud, but in fact to a keeper you get so used to the sound that sometimes when you're on watch and you were sounding for fog or something, you'd almost forget about it because it gives such a regular note. And quite often I've caught myself on watch and you actually have to think, oh, there's a fog signal running because I can't hear it. But of course another blaster comes, so yes it is, because you almost wipe it from your mind. It's such a integral background noise of your station. You get very used to it, and sometimes the sound almost disappears. It's quite extraordinary.